years ago, and it's continued. And my hope is, if I come back for my 25th reunion, I'm thinking I may ask if he renamed the Margolin Raid. My 8-year association with Princeton has taught me more to greatly value family and friendship, to serve others, to take initiative when the next step is not necessarily obvious, and not to be afraid of failure. And these lessons will serve me as I leave this board and commence my new job in politics with Senator Schumer. As a young alumni trustee, tonight is the culmination of 4 years as a student and 4 years on the board. And it's a lot like another graduation. And I've been thinking about my experiences. And I wanted to point out 2 lessons to share tonight. First is this ability to take initiative when the next step is not necessarily clear. And second is the willingness to embrace uncertainty in life and not be afraid of the failure I mentioned. See, I thought I integrated nicely at Princeton. I felt like I belonged at the university. I was in the crew team for a couple of years. I was taking classes across departments, and a lot of great friends. But eventually my interest shifted towards student causes, serving on task forces and working groups, and it was really in this capacity that I first encountered the board. And what makes Princeton's board and the administration special, I believe, is that we endeavor to be a part of students' lives, and we succeed. We foster a culture where the administration goes to such lengths as to provide a description of Princeton-specific lingo to new freshmen. We provide a website with student-reviewed course guides. We provide a book that helps explain why a small department can be just as rewarding a major as a large department. And you see this commitment to a vibrant and active community reflected in our students and their commitment back to us as a community. I was always fond of saying that Princeton is the second most student groups of any university except for Ohio State, which has a student body only slightly larger than our own. And I don't think I could name a single classmate of mine who wasn't involved in his own education in some form. My roommate Scott was a chemistry major, who was on the chemistry department student committee, played club soccer, was an editor for the campus business magazine, helped found the Princeton Texans Club, and was a campus tour guide. I have another friend, Kate, who wrote a column for the Daily Princetonian. She was a leader in the Whig Clio Society. She helped found the Organization for Women Leaders. She tutored off campus, and she was in a music club. All of my friends taught me this lesson, that you have to find your own talents and use them. And it should be noted that in addition to all the great resources that our university provides, the greatest one is the students. For instance, I would not be up here tonight if it were not for the friendship and the support of my roommates Zach Goldstein and Josh Waldman, who supported my campaign for president, for Young Alumni Trustee, and many other adventures. And truthfully, none of my accomplishments on this campus, and since I left this campus, would not have been possible without my friends. And Princeton doesn't require, it doesn't even exactly ask that students take leadership roles, but we do foster. This is how we teach the motto of in the nation's service. These aspects of Princeton nudge and urge and encourage undergraduates to serve their community while they're here. And it reminds me of Socrates' quote where he said, "An education of the mind without an education of the heart is not an education at all." And I think that's how Princeton succeeds. You come here as a freshman, and you leave with a more developed mind and a more expansive heart. A heart that develops through engagement in this community. And it might seem like we take on too much. These students take on risks as they try to lead in these committees and these efforts. And it's also a risk to big organizations by letting these students lead. But obviously this risk-taking has great rewards. This unique culture gives us the strength to take initiative and wisdom to not fear failure. I believe that's the dominant trait when I look out at the other young alumni trustees tonight. You're brimming with passion for this place, and that passion overcomes challenges. Fear of failure can motivate or inhibit. The latter is crippling and ultimately leads to a life of missed opportunities. That's why Teddy Roosevelt's most famous dictum was praised for the person who comes up short and short again. Princeton was where I developed a model for how I envisioned the life I wanted to live and for the man that I wanted to be. It's where I learned in classes, from teammates, from peers, and I've been lucky to be able to serve on this board while I begin the process of becoming that person. I look out at this room, and I see many people who have accomplished nearly everything there is to accomplish. Each one of you brings perspective to the problems that we face as board. And in a world where technology and research are expanding at a rate that is hard to follow, it's important to get multiple perspectives and keep history and tradition before us. As I pursue my goals in life, these lessons will constantly be on my mind. And perhaps Princeton will never be entirely finished, and these discussions will never be precisely perfect, and maybe I never will either. But I do know that Princeton comes as close as possible. It will be up to my peers and me to keep it that way while we make the enhancements this board has made over the last 250 years. And I want to leave one final message to the board members and Shirley. I've always gone out of my way, as a lot of us in elementary trustee have, to ask questions of our professors, our bosses, our father, and the people who have come before us. You all, who are so receptive to these questions, may wonder whether my peers and I are paying attention. And if the example you set and the advice that you give is making a difference. It is. It got me up here tonight. Thank you for including me, for mentoring me, and listening to me. I have been paying attention, and hopefully I'll be back.